Welcome everyone in our next episode of ZK Talks. My guest today is Porter, and this session will be really special because I have some community questions and feedbacks, and Porter will be able to say something and answer some questions. So please, Porter, introduce yourself because not everyone knows that you are actually MatterLab's employee, and tell us something about you.
Yeah, my name's Porter. I've been working at Matter Labs for 2 years now. I'm currently on the DevRel team. A lot of people don't know what I do at Matter Labs because I float around. I'm on Twitter. I talk to a lot of the teams and Discord and Telegram. But really, my role is like explaining the tech that happens inside ZKsync and getting everyone excited about it.
Yeah, you are the tech guy, but today you have to be a bit degenerate. Yeah, but let's start first with the ZK gateway. What does it mean for ZKsync or elastic chains, and especially for the ZK token, if it adds some value or utility or something?
Yep. So I assume the token is what people will be most excited about. This is going to be part of ZIP 10, ZKsync improvement proposal, like protocol version 10, just went live on the ZK Nation forums. And it includes using Gateway as I would call it like a middle layer. So we have all the elastic chains, right? There's Era, Sophon, Abstract, so like everybody. And then Ethereum is down below. And we want all of these chains to be interoperable with each other. But if you have to go like communicate through Ethereum every time, that's like really expensive because Ethereum is just expensive on its own. So we're building a middle layer gateway that will sort of act as like a communication middle layer for all of the chains to be able to talk to each other. And this is going to enable interoperability and also like proof aggregation, a couple other benefits. And importantly, it will depend a lot on the ZK token. So as the proposal stands, all of the chains in the Elastic network will need to have some of the ZK token to be able to use this ZK gateway layer.
That's good news, but let's say if we will have new prover, which will be really cheap, then we will need also a lot of transactions to make actually some volume on ZK token, or?
Yes, we need as many transactions as possible. There's also proposals for I haven't talked yet about the like private chains or like confidential chains. It's possible with ZK to like have, say, a bank running their own chain and not share the data with others. And this kind of adds some privacy. This might be good for like their compliance situation, but they can still ZK proof that they're handling everything correctly. And for these type of chains, because, as privacy technology is like even more important to them, we might charge more than just like the base fees. And so that could add a lot more value to ZK tokens potentially.
Awesome. All right. You said at the beginning, Era, Sophon, Abstract. So Era is currently kind of pushed to the side, and all other elastic chains like Abstract and Sophon are highlighted. And yeah, market is not so great, but they are performing very well. But the question is how to connect these chains more to ZKsync, because not everyone knows that, it's built on ZKsync and it's relatively same like an Era. So even if Era is not going well, then we still have Abstract, Sophon, Treasure DAO, blah, blah, blah. So that's the question, how to connect this together and let everyone knows, hey, it's ZKsync is not only Era.
Yeah, I think part of it, and you can disagree here if you want, but the reputation of ZKsync and Era was not that great like a year ago, post airdrop at least, and so we didn't want to like damage the super new brands like the day Abstract launch, and sort of like if Abstract launches with a great reputation, we don't want to remind everyone, oh yeah, like ZKsync was a part of that because ZKsync's reputation was bad. I think our reputation is getting better, and now it like makes more sense to remind everyone, especially since Abstract's done so well. Like, hey, like let's like these are all part of the ZKsync network, Elastic Chain network, and so I think it's time, probably, you're right, to like pull everyone back together. Gateway is going to be a big part of this, and make it feel like interoperability is going to be the big breakthrough. I think that's part of why like ZKsync Ignite got shut down, which was sad. Era definitely has kind of not received as much attention as it should have in the last few months because we're trying to promote all the different ZK chains. But once interoperability goes live, all of the Elastic network will feel like one chain to all of the users. And this will definitely be the time to promote as much like cross-chain stuff. And I think Era will play an important role in that.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, my honest opinion is that currently we are fighting with the delays. So even if it's the interop or new prover and so on, so do you have some time when we can expect these changes comes live?
Yes. So Gateway as a settlement layer, the proposal went onto the forums like yesterday. I mean, depending on when this episode comes out, maybe a few days ago. And so that like the code's ready and could be on chain in 3 weeks as soon as like governance vote ends, assuming it passes. That won't be full interoperability yet. That's probably the next upgrade. So I would say probably 2 months from now, probably June, we'll get interoperability. The new proof system will take longer. That is a huge, like, complete rewrite of our stuff. The analogy I like to make is it's like Apple switching from like Intel chips to their own like customized chips. We're replacing like the entire back end of our ZK proof system. And not just that, actually, we're also replacing the execution layer too. So it won't be like Era VM anymore. We'll have regular EVM run through like a RISC-V ZK VM. A lot of teams are switching to this approach. And so, anyways, huge rework of pretty much everything. Just takes a little more time. I think it'll be ready maybe end of summer or early fall for the proof system. But you said interoperability proof and what else?
Was ZK Gateway.
Oh,
yeah,
Gateway.
But yeah, I can also ask about ZK stacking or proof of stake because lately we saw some posts about that. So yeah, what does it mean for us and what form will be this stacking and how it also affect the ZK token?
Yeah.
And all your elastic chains, of course.
I've been posting, and every time I post about decentralized sequence sphere, I like to remind people that staking's a part of this, and I'm glad that Teejin's picked up on it a little bit. But we should be more explicit instead of just hinting at it. What we want to do is decentralize our sequencer. So what that means is, like, right now for Era, there's only one sequencer. It's run by Matter Labs. And this is like one of the biggest complaints about L2s in general is there's one sequencer, not safe. But we're actually in the process of decentralizing ours. So we aren't trying to like collect all the fees from our users as maximum as possible. Like, we want our users to do well. We also want to like spread out the sequencer fees to like a decentralized group of people. And not just Era, but probably other chains will adopt this to like Abstract or so on. So as part of this, staking is an important part of like decentralizing the sequencer. Basically, the way staking works is you put up a large amount of stake, and now you get to like have some turn as being the sequencer according to like what share of the total stake you've put up. So you put up 25% of the total stake, you get to be the sequencer 25% of the time. You earn all of the sequencer rewards for all of those blocks that you made. And maybe not everyone's actually running the sequencer themselves. Maybe like I'm delegating to you, Max, and then you run the sequencer and maybe you share rewards with me or figure it out. But it's kind of implementation detail. Why all of this kind of comes back together to be important for the token and the price is that like holding large amounts of ZK tokens, and in fact somewhat like locking them into the staking protocol will be like very valuable because you'd be earning the sequencer revenue. And so we expect a lot of the large players to want to hold as many ZK tokens as possible, and they won't be trading them. They'll just be using them for staking during the sequencer rewards. So hopefully, this is good for the token health overall.
All right, but let's say everything goes through the governance, right?
Yes.
So we can eventually propose that we want also burn some share of these rewards from sequencer, because this can also help or add utility, that you are not giving everything from the sequencer again back to the people, but you are also burning some amount. Do you think it can success or people?
I think so. I think that'd be a great idea, because without burning, like essentially the sequencer is making some money and it's only getting split among the people staking. But when you burn the ZK tokens, it actually benefits everybody who holds ZK, whether they're staking or not. And a lot of like less experienced blockchain users like don't know staking or don't think about it. And so, or they're using their tokens for something else, like in a DeFi protocol. And so burning helps everybody, every holder, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I would be excited.
Sure, because we don't want to be the same as another guys or another project. We want to be a bit different. So I think burning can help there to make some step forward. Anyway, we saw also that Alex or Omar and another Mother Labs employee mentioned new tokenomics. Do we know already what, and can you share something what we can expect from that?
Yes. So the idea is to outline all of the potential uses for the ZK token, because right now it is only a governance token, which has some value, but it's not as exciting or probably as good as like more direct ways to add value to the token, such as through the sequencer or through burning sequencer fees. So, and also, like you mentioned, governance protocol has like really powerful role in the ZKsync ecosystem. You can propose super important changes like this to the tokenomics. And I think part of why Omar and Alex G are writing this article is because they want to get these sorts of ideas out into the community more and start getting people like see what people are excited about, see what options people want to go with to add more value to the ZK token. So as part of these proposals, like one of the things probably will be about like ways the decentralized sequencer could help with staking revenue or sequencer fees. Another one will be through gateway interoperability fees, could potentially also be another place where we could burn or send it to ZK token somehow. Prover fees are another one. I think this could be one of our big things, is because we're ZKsync, so the ZK token, like ZK proofs are a really core part of our identity. And I think charging for ZK proofs across the ecosystem with the ZK token would be another cool way. So prover, sequencer, interoperability. And then I think Omar and BD have some other ideas of like how they could add revenue. But the blog post will just walk through everything and like get all of the good ideas out to the community.
Awesome. By the way, I wanted always to ask, do we consider to use ZK token as a gas token instead of ETH, or are we going to stay only with ETH?
It's a good question. I think at least initially, well, the argument for ETH is like Ethereum aligned, and it's kind of like the more like default choice that everyone else is using. But using the ZK token for gas is another like good idea where potentially that is the right move for the future for Era. I think, yeah, Ethereum.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We are currently in the shadow of ETH. All right. So if Ethereum is not performing well, we don't have users from there. So we must onboard new users. So if we are working on to onboard new users, we are anyway still on it. We can use anyway our token and be a bit different and go on our own. So, but at the end, we are still on Ethereum, so they can say nothing to this, But we can again build something more robust for the ZKsync ecosystem, I think.
Yeah. I would also say, like, my stance on Ethereum's like tokenomics is that the Ethereum L1 will help figure it out eventually, but we should try to reach scale first. So like Ethereum L1 shouldn't be like trying to tax L2s yet. It should be hoping that all the L2s grow to millions of users. And as part of that, if like Era using the ZK token makes more sense for our ecosystem to be able to like grow faster and be stronger, I think that overall will still benefit Ethereum eventually. So, yeah, I think this is perfectly a good thing to put in the governance forums at some point. And yeah, I'll tell Mar probably to mention it in this blog post.
Yeah, let's see. All right. What about real world assets? I heard that institutions wants to have stage 1 or stage 2. Can you share some more details when we can expect stage 1 and so on? More about these problematics, if ZKsync can bring all the institutions into the blockchain.
Yeah, I mean, ZKsync Era is crushing it with real world assets. There's like more than $2 billion, which is like second only to Ethereum in terms of real world assets. So I think maybe that's part of the reason why like some of the degens haven't felt like as targeted by Era recently, is that a lot of Era has been marketed towards like these real world asset providers, these traditional finance guys. But then yeah, stage 1, stage 2 security is important, not just for like Era, but for all of the Elastic chains. They don't want to be dependent on Matter Labs at all, and they shouldn't need to be. So stage 1 equivalents, we've been so close for like a year, and it's sad that we haven't been stage 1 yet. The one missing piece, like we almost have all the security pieces. We have ZK proofs, we post like DA on Ethereum. The one missing piece is called forced inclusion, which means that if the single sequencer of Matter Labs is not letting your transaction be included, you can still force a transaction to be included from Ethereum and use that to withdraw from the L2. So this way, like the L2 can't really steal your funds anymore. The way we want to implement this is using the same mechanism as interoperability. So we also want like one ZK chain to like tell the other ZK chain, hey, include this transaction because my user is trying to go do something on your chain. And so tech-wise, we want to sort of reuse the like cross-chain, whether it's like ZK chain to ZK chain or Ethereum to ZK chain. So that's why we've kind of been waiting for that piece of the puzzle. But stage 1's almost done. After that, stage 2, I saw Linnea from Consensus announced yesterday they're trying to hit stage 2 this year. We also, I think, will make an attempt at stage 2 this year, and especially if there becomes a race, I think we would try to win the race to be the first stage 2 ZK.
It's not we try, we have to.
Yeah, I hope we do.
All right. I have here the last thing, some community feedback, and yeah, let's dive deeper. I have to say that ZKsync must improve marketing and transparency. That's one thing. We can't shift our priorities every few months. Instead of that, we should have enough capacity to cover everything and all fronts and be super active on all possible socials. Community content is one thing, but company content must live and improve at this point. What do you think about this?
I fully agree. I think we have not done a great job of marketing. Recently, though, in the last couple months, we've hired a lot of new marketing team. And so I think they're starting to all get onboarded. Like there's a new head of communications, social media, like technical product marketing. So most of the marketing team has only been here about 6 months now. And so I think they'll start getting the ball rolling a lot more heavily. I also am pivoting to being like much more active again. I think at least the first part of the year was kind of passive on Twitter and all the other platforms. But I think we need way more attention. And like you said, people don't even know which chains are ZK chains yet. So I think this is like one of our most important problems is marketing and making that better. And yeah, the community is right. I agree.
I wanted also to ask, you are quite smart, that's for sure. You know everything about the blockchain and stuff what I can dream of. What about, do you start the content on Instagram, let's say, about ZKsync?
Instagram's the only platform where I feel like I just can't bring myself to use it that much. But what I will do is I will make TikToks and I will post YouTube shorts. And if it helps, I will just upload the same video to Instagram. But
Yeah, I am definitely sure you should do it. You definitely should. All right, I think I got everything what I wanted. And yeah, if you have any alpha or anything to share more, what do you want to say? Now is your time.
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty willing to talk about any topic, like including tokenomics or anything else, especially the tech. But obviously, the tech's not always the most important part. My community and like the people really are important. So that's like one more piece of the puzzle that I want to try and help with is like reconnecting with a lot of community members, getting everyone excited. And if I can help with anything, like please let me know.
All right, great. So I think we are done for today. And really, thank you for your time. Thanks for coming. And I just add that ZK is the end game. No matter what the current market situation is, ZK is the end game. Thank you, Porter.
Yeah. Thank you.